Sweet. Well, we are recording. So like I said, I'll send this out afterwards. We're going to get started here. Um, I see most of you are on mute, which is great, but feel free to chime in if you have questions about certain things. I'm going to pop up a little presentation here quick. But yeah, stop me in my tracks. I want to get all the answers or questions answered that I can on this meeting. So let me see here. Sharing screen. Sweet. Can I get a thumbs up from someone in the crowd that they can see my screen? Multiple thumbs up, sweet, thank you. Cool, well, welcome to the Team Summit XC program or cross country mountain bike program. My name is Tyler Zipper. Glad to have you all on today. And really what we wanted to go over today is just an intro to what we're going to be offering during our summer programming. So whether you're new to the program here or you're going to be joining us again for this year, this is a time to just see what we have planned, to get stoked about bikes. Love my bike, love riding, was out all last week in Moab, Cortez, Durango, Salida. So I kind of made my rounds, got some early season biking in, and I'm super pumped. Summer can't come soon enough here. So just to talk quick about, mission values at Team Summit, what we're doing here. And I'm not going to read through everything here. You can read for yourself, but I think the big things, what to focus on is the bottom of what we're doing with our programs across everything that Team Summit is doing is whole athlete, whole team, whole community. And instead of reading through all those words, I'm just going to share a few of these photos. This is from last year, just to kind of show those values. So starting up in the upper left-hand corner, I like this one because I did the Breck Epic race last year, which is a stage race, 6 days, and they had a bike wash station, and the team volunteered to wash the racers' bikes. And you can see here, a few of them are washing my bike. So I got done from a long day on the bike. They were scrubbing my bike and I was just sitting back, snapping photos of them. There's a few parents out there too. And I remember that day, it was just like storming rain. I think Patty and who else? It would have been Martin's mother. I don't know if she's on this call, but it was like storming, raining, and they're still out there washing bikes. And I'm like under the tent. I'm like, get back in here. But I think that's just a representation of the people here and what we're trying to do with the kids as well. Playing foosball at a team gathering after an event up here. Here's Coach Alyssa that a few of you just met. I think this is at the top of, and you see Coach Drew, another coach in the back. We're having like a rock geology class during mid-ride. A lot of picnics, a lot of food. I'll talk about that in a little bit. At the end of the year, in the middle here, we all had an end of year Frisco camp trip, got out the bikes, some long games. Fires. I think Max Swenson ate like 10 marshmallows that day. So that's a new record. We'll see if we can get that beaten this year. And in that lower right-hand corner, just a little yoga before a ride. What's that?
Little guy.
Come again? Okay, follow up with me after the meeting. I want to make sure I heard whatever you said there, whoever that was. But yeah, lower right, doing some yoga before an epic day out on Peaks Trail. So yeah, that's just a little bit of a recap last year, and I have a link to the entire like kind of end of year what would you call it, posts on a website, personal website I have. I'd be happy to share that with you just to get an idea of what we all do with biking and what we're doing in the community. And then it just kind of gives you an idea where we all ride around the county too. I know a few people have been asking about, where do we ride and all those things. The short answer is we ride around the entire county, but I'd be happy to share that with you so you can get a better kind of idea into the team and the culture that we have here at Team Summit. So to move on, I told you a little bit about me already, but just a little bit more. I moved to Breckenridge from Minneapolis in January of 21. So I've been here for a little over a year. This would be my second year coaching the team. But that picture you see here, my wife Haley, and my dog Jasper got out on a little fall ride last year. And we live between Frisco and Breckenridge at the villas at Swan's Nest. We found a little condo here. So happy to call this place our home right now. Outside of Team Snap, I work a full-time job in marketing for Team Snap. So marketing is my kind of day-to-day job and what I'm doing with them. And we'll talk about Team Snap in a little bit too, and how we're going to use that as a team. I'm also a BICP ride leader and level two instructor certified. So the BICP, that's the let me get this right. Bicycle. It's the certified. Why am I botching this? Certified program, instructor certified program. They have locations and skill clinics all over the world, and it's kind of the standard for teaching and coaching mountain bike skills. And I was actually just out in Moab last weekend taking an intense skills course to teach all of y'all how to ride bikes. So I was doing my work out in Moab from Friday to Sunday, 8-hour days, where we're just learning new skills, learning how to coach and teach them. And now I'm going to be bringing them all to you this upcoming summer. A few cycling milestones to run through. I did the Breck Epic last year, like I mentioned. While I was out in Moab, I actually got out and did that in a day, which is a sweet ride, some sweet scenery out in the desert there. Back when I was living in Minneapolis, did some long gravel races. So just to show you a little bit about what I'm doing from an instructor standpoint, as well as some of my own cycling endeavors. And then back to food. I love to bake, love to cook, love to make my own ride food. So I'm a nutrition coach, run my own business called Biked Goods as well. Offer different nutritional resources. So some of the members who were part of the team last year, I would post recipes, and whenever we had those team outings or picnics, would always share a few cookies with the kids. So yeah, that's me. To keep moving on here, my goals for you this upcoming summer, starting on the left there, is for you to feel safe and confident on your bike. And that comes with that skills instruction, safety, being certified with first aid and wilderness first aid. So that first and foremost is the most important thing. And that's what I'm here to do. And we're also going to come here and learn some new skills on and off the bike. So we're going to take each practice to learn new skills, to apply them in a safe area, in a park or whatever, practice on them, and then take them out onto the trails and progress over the course of the year. And then last but not least, we're going to have a ton of fun. My goal for all of you is to create lifelong cyclists, whether it's performance related, whether it's adventure related. Biking is such a great sport, and you learn so many great things through it. So yeah, that really is my goals, my 3 goals for you this year. If I'm ever not meeting these goals, I want you to tell me right away, because I just told you now that's my job. So I need you to help hold me accountable. If I'm not meeting these goals for you as parents, or for you as kids, let me know. And I think that kind of leads into my philosophy that I work for you here. So tell me what you need, what you want, and I'm going to make it happen for you. And again, I'm here in the game of coaching kids, not mountain biking. I look at mountain biking as the outlet or the channel, but I coach each and every one of the kids that are on this call and are going to be part of this program coming up this summer. So right on. So now to get into the cross country summer program schedule a little bit here. So just kind of going down the line here, summer program dates. We have some early summer program races and events that start around Memorial Day weekend, and I'll touch base on that here quick in a slide. But then what we have is what we call like practice or trainings, and those start June 21st and go through the end, goes through September 18th. with those programs, practice times on Tuesday and Thursdays run from 5 to 7. We did that last year, works pretty well with getting everyone to wherever we're meeting for the day or for practice. And then Sundays 10 to 2 gives us enough time in the morning, ride trails throughout the afternoon, taking time for lunch breaks. So um, I think towards the end of the year when we got a little less light, we moved practice times up about a half hour. But I'm planning to stick with that because it worked out pretty well for everyone, including the coaches as well too. But happy to, if you have any major conflicts with that schedule, or I see something that, doesn't work for a bunch of our riders or parents getting kids to practices, reach out to me. Always happy to make adjustments there. Few people have been asking about practice locations too. First few weeks of practice, we're going to have it at Frisco, riding the adventure park and the peninsula trails there. It's just a good meeting spot for everyone around the county. They have the infrastructure there, and I know Pete Swenson, I think he's on this call. They've been doing some great things at Frisco, and he showed us a few of the newer trails last year, and they just keep building and expanding on that. And we could literally ride out there all summer. They just have a lot of good things there to trails and to work on our skills. So shout out to Pete there. But then eventually we'll practice around the county from Breckenridge, Dillon, Frisco. We had a lift day last year at Copper Mountain, which all the kids were dying to get out there. So I have a few of those scheduled into our calendar this year. So all this is going to be posted in Team Snap. And again, I'll cover that soon. But just to continue on here, summer program options for the cross country team. We're introducing a new program this year, and that would be I guess two, if you look at it from last year where we just have one. We have two options this year. So first being the regional comp team, kind of pricing listed out there for the different programs that you can sign up for. The main piece with this one is that there will also be included coaching support to travel to different races and events around Colorado. And I'll touch base on those soon here. So really this is for those more intermediate riders who want to advance their skills, interested in competing as well. Maybe a little higher intensity, more mileage, but doesn't have to be that way all the time. If there's a kid who wants to get out there and do some of these races, but they're tired, had a long week, or say they have a race coming up the next day they want to do, like this is all, we're not going to be pushing constantly. It's just a way to cater to those that are want to compete at a little bit more intermediate level there. And then we have another program is called the Devo team. So think of this as like an intro to the Team Summit mountain biking team. Going to be working a lot on basic bike skills across both, programs, but introducing those fundamental skills that'll help us, keep us safe, get us out riding our bikes, having fun. And the last point, and in both of these programs, the local rec, it used to be the summit, what did they call it, put on by Maverick Sports Promotions. They have their racers around here, so that is included in terms of coaching and support. So like I'll be there, another coach will be there to support anyone who is interested in participating in those local rec race series. But it's not required. Just want you to know that, we're there to support you. And if you're interested in it, that we'll be there to support both those teams for that. So both guaranteed to be rad, full of stoke. So keep that in mind. One question I was kind of anticipating between, the two programs and which one should I sign my kid up for? If your kid is new to biking and Team Summit, I recommend the Devo program. Just so I can get a good idea of, assess the kids and where they're at and their basic bike skills. I think that's a good introduction. If, your kid does have experience biking or has participated in races before and wants to push the pace a little bit more, that's what the regional comp team is for. But always keep in mind, we have flexibility to work between programs. So like if you're new to Team Summit and just kind of want to see what it's about, sign up for the Devo team. And then if there comes a point where there's some interest in regional comp, talk to me, let me know. And we can find a way to level that rider up if need be. And I think the last piece to keep in mind is that we'll also split up between these two programs, and we'll see how the age ranges work out with when registration is open now. We'll split up by age accordingly as well too, because I think it's important for everyone to be riding with their peers and their friends. So more on that once we get more registrants coming into the program. So I am going to stop there because I anticipate there may be some questions. Let me just make sure I got my Zoom on here. Feel free to, if you do have any questions, come off mute. I can ask those and help answer them. If not, I'll keep moving on, but just want to give you all the time there to ask anything.
Hi, I'm Leslie. I've got Fanny right here. He'll be 8 in just in a couple of months, and I have a soon-to-be 10-year-old who is not so sure she wants to do this or not. She's the gymnast that I emailed you about.
Okay.
So I'm assuming, because this is also a summer program, that there's definitely some understood give and take in regards to vacations and kids missing days and that sort of thing, correct?
Yeah, I know it happens. So to touch base on the age range, we kind of say 8 to 18, which is wide right now. I'd say majority of riders last year were 8 to 14 age range. But I think in general, if you're on the line of joining, like come check it out for that first week, ride with us. If you want to ride as a parent too, to just kind of see what it's like, by all means. And then I think as far as like, yeah, I understand that there's people go on vacations during the summer. That happens. So what may happen is you may miss out on some skills, but I'll just do my best to keep tabs on everyone. And if they've been around, to help get them caught up. So yeah, 100% take your vacations, get out there, do your thing as a family. And then I'll do my best to keep everyone caught up on their skills and progressions. Yeah. Does that answer anything else that I missed there?
You know what? I think that's just the general gist. I mean, for my daughter, she's not going to have a whole lot of availability until mid-July. So,
right.
I think we're just going to have to try to figure out if this is going to work for her or not.
Okay. And you said that was during the week, right?
Yeah. See has gymnastics practice Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursdays.
Okay. Well, keep in mind, we do have just the Sunday only program too. So that, is an option. And I'm going to touch base on a few more options that may cater to when your schedule opens up a little bit more too.
Awesome.
So
Sounds good. Thanks.
Yeah. Any other questions out from the crowd?
I have a question.
Yeah.
The race series with the Devo team, is that typically on weeknights or on weekends or a little bit of both?
Who is this talking so I can call you by name?
Sorry, this is Noelle Savon.
Hey, Noelle. Nice to meet you.
Hi.
For the Devo team, I believe, and I do have a calendar laid out here, I think they're on Wednesdays every other week. I just want to make sure I get that right. Frisco 6-8. Frisco.
Okay.
6-8. So 6-8. Yeah, they're on Wednesdays, and I believe they're every other week. And they start, I don't have start times in here, but I think they're around 5 or 6. Let's see if I can quick get into one of these.
And is that kind of the whole summer, or do you know how many races there are in that series?
I believe it's 6, and I have it all linked out here, and something I'm going to do after this call too, so that you can dive into it more. I have this all linked out and then broken down by team here too, comp and Devo. And you'll be, yeah, they are pretty scattered throughout the entire summer. I think the first one starts here is the Frisco Roundup on 6-8, and then it goes all the way to Peaks Time Trail through August 31st. And actually Fall Classic is another one that's part of it, but it's kind of its own event. too. So yeah, pretty much running through the entirety from June all the way to September.
So
Okay,
I have
great, thank you.
Mhm.
a question also. So you said that, so for example, Louis is already signed up for the local series.
For the
And so-
Breck Rec program.
Yeah,
Okay. Yep.
like the one that Map Sports used to do. So then
Right.
is that also included in the price?
So that part is not, and I'm gonna touch
Okay.
base on that a little bit,
Cool.
in terms of what you can do, because like I know the people working over there. I've talked to Vince, who kind of runs the
Yep.
marketing. And like I'm like, we have kids in Team Summit here, and you're running your own program, but we want the kids to get out there and race if you can. Like, but I don't want to have everyone have to pay for a new program. So I'll give you all some options. But to answer the question, no, the registration for those races is not included in the cost of these programs. But what is coaching resources like myself, just to be there for the kids, get a tent set up if needed. So we'll meet like an hour before the race starts, just to go on a little pre-ride, get warmed up, all those good things. As well as what I try to do with the practice calendar is get out to those locations. The Tuesday before practice to pre-ride the route too, so they get some practice if they do want to do those. And I know your kid will also be doing those group rides, I think that they have on Monday.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm there as a coaching resource to help everyone out who's interested in participating in those.
Okay, cool.
Any other questions?
I think there's a question in the chat.
Thank you. Any consideration of a summer camp type of program during the day, morning program? Yes, Amy, I'm going to touch base on that in 1 minute. So we'll walk through that. Cool. Anyone else? Cool. Yeah, so talk to me if you have questions about, if you haven't signed up or registered yet, of what this all entails. Be happy to go more in depth with you and figure out what the best program is for you and your kids to sign up for. Okay, next piece, Frisco summer camps. So this is new this year. This was originally put on by the town of Frisco. They came to us this year and asked if we want to help run it. So we are officially now running these camps this year. We may get a few additional support pieces or resources from them, but it will be run through myself and the coaches that we have on staff at Team Summit. So what this is, right now it's ages 6 to 13. They're going to divide it into 2 age groups. It's all going to be at Frisco Adventure Park and riding the peninsula trails around there. So we're going to have 3 different summer camps throughout the year that you can see. June 20th to the 24th, 18th through the 22nd of July, and 25th through the 29th of July as well. And I believe, and don't take my exact word for it, but I know they're long days. I don't know if they're 8 hours to be exact. I don't know if Rodney's on this call, if any of you have met Rodney before, but they're full days. And what we're going to be doing at these camps is working on our bike skills, going to incorporate a lot of games, obviously taking breaks, having lunch, and then working in some other off the bike activities too, because I know 8 hours even for me is a long day to be on my bike. So looking to put that programming together, and I'll provide more information once that comes. But I just want you all to know that this is an option for your kids this year too, if the full summer program or practice schedule doesn't work out for you. Costs is $225 for Frisco resident, $250 for non-resident per camp. And I believe the town of Frisco is still going to be posting registration for this. So as soon as I get that link, and I think registration is opening soon on that, I'll post and share it with you, and you can go ahead and sign up for that as well. And I just think this is another great option to introduce kids to Team Summit and the program. And, you know, if they love it so much and love biking, next year they want to do the full program, you know, that's the goal. So it's a good way to cater to those who can't make the full summer program, or if they just want a quick, short intro, work on some bike skills. This is a good option as well. Any questions on the summer camps? Okay, cool. Yeah, now just to touch base on the Mountain Bike Junior League series, or the Breck Rec series. I'm not entirely sure what it's called right now. So yeah, this is sort of the optional separate program from Team Summit, but where we provide coaching, resources and time to help support riders who want to race. So they do have their own kind of program where they have their group rides, and I think the races are all included in part of that program. And I think it's 140. And if anyone is signed up and wants to shed some light on that, feel free. But they do have some different options in terms of signing up. Like if you volunteer with them, and I have a list of all those volunteer opportunities. If you want to know about those to get a little bit of discount, let me know. And I also talked to Vince over there. If we volunteer for any of their events, they'll also give a free entry into a race. So it'd be cool to maybe have a little team summit volunteer day and get a free entry into a race that we want to try out. Just the one thing that I do want to point out with that, with how volunteering works with you as parents as Team Summit, this is separate volunteer hours outside of Team Summit. So just keep that in mind, that it's not included with what you do from a volunteer standpoint as part of the Team Summit program. And then I'm going to do my best with this program to help assist and coach there too, just so y'all have a familiar face. So if you want to show up there, I think Mondays, like I mentioned, are some of their group rides from 5 to 7. I'll try to be there and just be another coaching resource as part of their program. Any more questions around that and how that works in with the overall program? All right. All right, just to touch base now on some of the calendar events for the year. So like I mentioned, I have a spreadsheet of all these that's linked out, that goes right to the registration page, gets more details on the locations and how it's broken down here by the different programs that I just went over. So we have our 1, 2, 3, 4 comp team events, our program events for the year. The Ironheart Classic in Durango. I knew a few were signed up for that already. So included that in the program. I have Firecracker 50 on there. I know that's a big one. And what I read on their website is we could do it as a team, and I think it would just be one lap. I know that could be a big day for some people, but just wanted to throw it out there because it is a cool event. I did it last year. I know some of them volunteered. So I'm happy there to support the team and ride laps for our July 4th event there. Mountain Bike Nationals, that's in Winter Park. So I've gone there before for more of the high school programs, but I believe, and I don't know if Soleil is on this call because I know Elliot, her kid, did it last year. I don't know if I see her name on here. But that's like the mountain bike mecca of programs. So just even to introduce y'all to the experience. My wife's popping in. She's crawling on the ground right now, trying not to be seen. Do you want to say hi?
Hi, everybody.
This is Haley. But yeah, just the experience to get out there and see what it's all about, I think would be so cool and such a unique experience. So we're going to head out there. And if you ever come across Soleil Drum Right, I know Elliot did that last year, and she can help provide more information around that. And then the last comp event of the year is the Colorado State Mountain Bike Championship out in Bailey, which I've heard is a pretty sweet event too. All the ones in yellow here primarily then would be the local Breck race series, along with the bike camps that I just talked about at Frisco. And then last piece where all are invited, the end of the year team camp trip, just to come together. I will reserve some spots at Frisco. It's just really easy and accessible to get out on the trails and have a good time to celebrate the end of the year. Just to call out, I think I highlighted these 3 bullets on the side with some more events. Junior Bike Week. I know a few kids of the program last year did this too. This is out in Crested Butte. This is going to be a comp / Devo event. So I have to check it out. It's a sweet event. Like they have races incorporated, but then they have all these other different like short pump track kind of events, skills clinics, food, music. I have a campsite reserved out at the high school. So hopefully we can bring down the van, set up the tent, hang out and ride trails. And then for those on the comp team that sign up for the XC race, we'll be there to support that. But anyone else, parents and kids that are interested in just going out to experience Junior Bike Week, and ride some local trails there too, and just see what it's all about. It's going to be an awesome event to really kick off the year because that starts right around the same time as our summer practice schedule. So check that one out for sure, because I think that's one we'll go back to every year. And then last thing, the Copper Mountain Lift Days. I have 2 scheduled out here on July 10th. And what else do we have here? One more. Here we go, August 28th. So I like to do those on Sundays, just so it gives us, we have 4-hour practice days on Sundays, just gives us enough time to get set up, get our tickets, get up and actually get riding. But I don't want to exclude anyone that wants to do this that isn't part of the Sunday program. So I'll look, if you are interested in joining those and you're not part of the Sunday program, I'll work with you to make that happen so that you can get out there and ride the lift there out at Copper Mountain. Any more questions on the calendar events for the year? Check my chat, make sure I'm not missing anything there. Good to go. Cool. And I do just want to bring this up quick. It's a little separate from what the main point of the discussion is today with the summer programming. But for some of those that joined last year are familiar with the program and that I use Team Snap to communicate some of our events. I do have some different spring day trips posted, and you'll see the dates and schedules there. This is an opportunity for us to get out and ride. You can kind of see the ages and the abilities there. So this isn't going to be an intro to mountain bike skills trips, but for anyone that has some ride experience and wants to knock off the rust and start getting in a little conditioning before summer comes, this is a great option. We'll get out to Buena Vista, Salida, Bailey, and Eagle. And again, like when summer comes and we start riding, things don't dry out here. It just takes a while to get in some miles, and I just don't want it to hit any of the kids. So whether you want to participate in some of these spring trips or just get out and ride before summer programming, I think would be a good idea, just to get our lungs underneath us and a little conditioning before we start practice. But just wanted to keep these out as an option for you. And if you are interested, reach out to me and I'll invite you to Team Snap. This is where and I'll get into this right now. This will be our app that parents, players, and coaches use to communicate. I'll post all the practice times, locations. I'll host like this meeting on here with the PDF so you can come back to it. And then any other sort of events or things that come up, this is the app that I will be using to communicate with you all. So I will send an invite to all registered parents and kids that I have on file. I think the most important things to keep in mind are those 3 bullet points below, is that I need you or your kids, depending on the age, to take responsibility in marking your practice or event attendance via the app. So once you get invited, I have a little intro video to give you kind of an overview of the landscape in terms of how the app works, but there's an area on there that you can say, yes, I'm coming to practice. No, I won't be there. And this is just important because I need to know how many kids are going to be at practice or an event so that I can rally up the right amount of coaching resources to help your kids. Because I like to ride a 5-to-1 or 6-to-1 coach to kid ratio. But I also don't want to see like 2 kids signed up saying, yes, they're coming to practice. And then all of a sudden 10 show up and I only have 1 coach, because that's not safe to do that either. So I'm going to stress hard on that. And then I will do my due diligence to post practice locations, the routes, and other practice details via the app in a timely manner so that you can plan accordingly. So all those events that you just saw, like I'm going to work on adding those to the app right away. And then, as soon as I can, so that you can start planning, marking your attendance, and just helping all of us out that are part of this to run smooth practices and events. So like I said, when you sign up and register, I'll get you all familiar with the app. I'll invite your email, you set up your kids' player profiles, and then you'll see the whole calendar of events and schedules once you're in. So last but not least, just to touch based on a few other things, additional support, supplemental activities. I kind of look at these as one-off events or activities, depending on how they come up. I know a lot of y'all are out there working in the community, are involved with different organizations. If there's something that you think would be great to bring to the table, the team, as far as, say, it's trail work or bike maintenance, whatever the case may be, or we just want to talk to the kids, and I'll do my part in this too, in introducing this. But if you have an idea where we can talk to the kids and teach them a skill that's maybe not quite bike related or somewhat related, let me know and I'll get it on the calendar. And we'll get kids and people to show up. That's what we did with the bike wash last year. I posted it as an event on Team Snap, got people to sign up. I knew who was going to be there. I posted all the details and how it's going to work, and it turned out pretty smooth, and I got a clean bike out of it. So ultimately it comes down to interest and availability. If there's additional camps or trips you want to take as a team, or another lift day we want to work in there, those are things that we can consider to get on the calendar here. So I would just like to thank y'all for making it. I know I did a ton of talking, walking y'all through this. Hopefully it helped make things clear. As we've sort of marketed already out there, and I've said a bit, registration is open. If you do have any more specific questions, I have my contact information here. Always happy to chat on my cell or text. Like I mentioned, I'll be spending the next few weeks adding our calendar and events to the Team Snap calendar. And then as soon as people start registering, I'll get them invited to Team Snap, so you'll get access to our account. Last, if you're interested in those spring trips and you're new to the team, let me know. And any other specific questions about a specific event or upcoming practices, I know we're a ways out from there yet. You can use Team Snap and the chat functionality that they have in there to get in touch with me too. So I'll leave it all to you now. If you have any more questions, I'm happy to stay on and answer those. If you just want to talk about what you have for dinner tonight or whatever, happy to talk about that too. But yeah. Is anyone pumped, excited what they hear? Any feedback? See some head nods. I see some.
I'm excited to join the team.
Yeah, who is that?
Rowan Lutke.
Roland Lucky. I met your dad at the hair salon the other day. Did he
You
tell you
did?
that? I did.
No.
There he is. Tom, right?
That's right. Yeah.
Hey, thanks for joining, Tom. Good to see you again.
He's excited.
All right, good. Glad to hear. Anyone else excited? Any other questions? Only one excited kid. Did I do a good job? Alyssa, did I do okay? Yeah.
Oh, Hollis is super excited. He just won't say anything.
That's all right. I know when they show up at the first day of practice. Once we hit that first downhill or jump line, then all the faces turn to this. Yeah.
I'm super excited. We had a lot of fun last year, a lot of growth and laughing along the way. So I'm pumped and I feel fortunate to be able to join you guys. Looking forward to it.
Right on. Thanks, Alyssa. All right. Well, I'll stay on here for a few more minutes in case there's any more questions, but feel free to hop off. Thanks again for joining. Nice to meet y'all and see your faces. And yeah, you have my information here, so get in touch with me if you need me. And summer can't come soon enough. So peace.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you.
Thanks.
See ya.